Hi, this is Diana Chittester, and we're going to take you on an inside storytelling look at Paradox, the music video. So I wrote the song Paradox at a time when I was starting to understand that the world that I grew up believing in wasn't as I had perceived it to be. And I was trying to come up with a concept that would help relate that sort of idea. The song actually follows a love story, but at the end, taking place from the end, because I felt like there was so much symbolism that was wrapped up in how when we think we fall in love, we are so certain that it is true and it is real. And by the end of a relationship, of course, then we look back on it, we can see what wasn't real. And we sort of feel like we were deceived or almost betrayed in a sense. And I thought that that concept for a song really best represented the idea of what a paradox can be for us. I really wanted to do a video for the song Paradox because we as listeners attach to the melody first and sometimes the movement of the instrumentation, and we can easily overlook the lyrics. So I wanted to create a visual that would go along with this poem that I had created. It took months to write them. I had notebooks scattered with all these different paradoxes that I was sort of tying together to work into the song. And so I wanted to create something that would take this emotion that the song's going to make you feel and really center a focus on the four main paradoxes that show up in the third verse of the song, where I question reality, I question honesty, I question promise, and I question truth. When we were creating the idea for Paradox, we decided to film it in an abandoned cabin, which actually happened to be in a friend's backyard. But it was important to me that we had some sort of home setting, because I think there's a lot of symbolism in a home. It's where you build your life as a person and often build your life with another. So the fact that when we first enter this building, it's pretty much empty, but you can tell that there's some sort of construction happening, which leads us eventually to a room where there are paint cans because it's in the process of being repainted and rebuilt. But in that particular room, we kept all of the walls white, and we got to play a little bit with some camera techniques. And when I start painting on the walls and I start painting the words, we actually got it from the point of view of the walls. And the importance of painting those words on the walls, because I think when we're going through hard times or any time that is not happy, we start to feel very unbalanced and puts us in a state where we want to lash out in some way. And the best way that I could think to bring that to video was to actually have where we're painting the words on the wall, because that's not something in society that we are able to do. If we want to defy society, we write on walls because you're not allowed to. So I think the idea of putting the words, painting the words boldly on the wall to send a message was kind of the first step in saying that I was feeling unbalanced as the character, which then of course led to the scene where I splashed the can of paint on the wall, which is a huge mess, absolutely. And I think that it's messy and it's bold, and I think that's a lot of times how our emotions go. They kind of start low and kind of subtly coming out, and they build until we just lash out. And throwing the paint against the wall on the word reality, I think really was the best way that we could visually explain that sort of outburst of emotion that's happening in that moment. When I was creating the video and writing the song, what was most important to me was being vulnerable with my audience and with those that might hear the song or see the video, because I think what I touch on in this song, being that we are all seeking truth, we're all looking for what's real, we have a lot of value in promise and in honesty, and I think that those are sometimes the most easily manipulated wants that a human being can have. And the reason for that is because there's so much trust. We have to really show ourselves if we're going to trust and we're going to believe in something. And when we find out that maybe we've been misled or we've been fooled or deceived in any way, it can leave us feeling pretty broken. So I wanted to kind of create this song and this video honestly as a way to connect to it's only normal that any person that has ever been deceived or has to question their perception of reality would have moments of feeling angry and feeling lost and feeling destroyed. But it's survivable, and I think that's the importance of the end of the song when we exit the cabin, is that even when things don't work out to how we want them to be, we move on. So the purpose was to connect and relate.